Hello everyone, this is Lutfu, course coordinator of GSBS 6002. How are you all? Hope all of you are doing very good, and I also believe that you are working hard in preparing your assignment 1 that's due about 1 week time. So by this time I have received some typical questions from you about your assessment 1, and I thought that I record this video by answering this frequently asked question that will help you in preparing your assignment. So first of all is the case study. What is all about? All of you know that the case study is on Visa Incorporated, and you know that in the recent years, due to overwhelming increase in the number of online and offline frauds, the Visa Incorporated is in the pressure of understanding the effectiveness of its online security system. And Visa also need to know their customers' perception relating to the online security system. So some of you are actually confused here, the effectiveness of online security system and customer perception relating to online security system. So which one you actually need to focus? So I will suggest that your main focus will be the combination of these two. That means how customers perceive the effectiveness of online security system. So how safe the customers are feeling about the online security system of Visa Incorporated. That should be your key research issue. The first section you need to write in your research proposal is problem statement. So many of you are having questions that, okay, what we do need to write in a problem statement section. So what I will suggest that when you write down the problem statement section, first of all, provide a very good and a succinct background of the case. You need to write down the background in such a way that your research or your analysis can be placed in the context. That means it matches with the context. And the problem statement should conclude with writing down a very clear decision statement. I understand that you didn't forget what a decision statement is. The decision statement is a key research question that you will try to answer by doing this research. So problem statement provides a good background of the case and finishes with a good decision statement. The second section is the purpose of the research. So here you need to clearly write down what is the main purpose of the research. Make a very clear sentence. This is the main objective of this research. Now, the main objective can be disentangled into some specific objective. So when you are writing down this specific objective, be very mindful that you do not write anything that's actually not covered in the research. Okay. The next part is the most important of this research proposal, this research design. So in research design, you should briefly explain the entire process of doing research. So first of all, you should write down that what research method you will be following. I think you remember we talked about different types of research like descriptive research, the exploratory research, causal research. So you should try to relate this context with one of these research type, and you should write down that what research approach you will be following and why. Then if you write down that you will be following a survey research, then try to justify why, because you know that survey research is not the only research method available in this world. So clearly write down the research approach and justify. In providing justification, try to cite some academic references. And then you need to, if you go for a survey research, you need to include a complete questionnaire. Some of you are asking that whether it should be a like brief questionnaire or a complete questionnaire. It should be a complete questionnaire. So questionnaire should be an important part of this research design. When writing down your questionnaire, I have provided a detailed discussion in the questionnaire design chapter. That how do you write down a research questionnaire, but please note that each and every question that you write down should be related to at least one of your research objectives that you have written in the previous section. Okay. And also you should write down that what research methodology will you be following, write down what mode of survey will you be following. For example, will you be following, or will you be collecting your data by an internet survey or a telephone survey or a face-to-face interview? Why? And in your research question, what type of question you will be using, like open-ended question, closed-ended question, and why, and also try to justify that why this particular type of question is best suited in this context. Okay, so that's in brief you should write down in your research design section. Then comes to sample design. In sample design section, first of all, you should clearly write down what is your target population. Okay, as I discussed in one of my lectures, if you have listened to, when you apparently we may think that writing down a particular population or a particular target population is a simple task. However, that might not be. So if you write down that my target population is, for example, customers, try to be more specific. What do you mean by customers? Current customers, previous customers, existing customers, potential customers. If all previous customers, then what's the time period will you be considering? So be very specific. And once you write down your target population, then clearly write down what your sample size should be. Develop some number. For example, your sample size should be 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, whatsoever. And you need to justify that why this sample size is enough. Okay, and how did you come up with this number? So read the textbook carefully. There are some tables, there are some references, there are some formulas that can be used to develop this sample size. So the bottom line is, I want that you come up with a particular sample size and you justify and also you defend that why this sample size is the best one. Okay. Then in data collection, processing, and analysis section, you should write down all these three. First of all is data collection, like who will be collecting data, how much supervision will be needed, and as I already mentioned that you briefly mentioned in the research design section, what will be the mode of data, how will you be storing data. So the next question is data processing. So when you're talking about data processing, try to briefly write down that how you will get rid of any data omissions and inconsistencies, how you will be coding data. Okay. Then in data analysis, try to specifically write down some statistical methods that you will be using for data analysis. And then budget and timeline. Budget and timeline is actually a section that you should write down. You should write down an arbitrary budget and an arbitrary timeline. But what I would like that you come up with a reasonable budget and allocate both budget and time to the each stages of research. For example, how much time you need for data collection, how much time and budget you need for report preparation, and so on. Dummy table is also an important section, and many of you are confused with these dummy tables, that like what you should include. Actually, dummy table should include some hypothetical results. Hypothetical results should be presented in such a way so that your research client can understand that this is how the final results will look like, and this is how this result will contribute to solving the research problem. Okay. But one thing you should remember that when you present some hypothetical result in your dummy table, these results should be consistent with the statistical technique or the research approach that you have previously mentioned in some previous sections. Okay. For example, let's say you present some regression results in your dummy table. However, you never mention in your research design section that you will be using regression. Or you present some results, those are not at all related to the questions that you have presented in your questionnaire. Then the dummy table will be completely irrelevant. As far as the reference is concerned, you should follow APS6 referencing style. Okay, so this is what I will be expecting in each of the section. Now some general points. you have already noticed that maximum word length is 2000. So some of you are asking that if I have some more or less, it's all right. So a couple of hundreds more or less from this 2000 word will be fine. You need not to be too much worried about this word limit. I also have provided a guideline for each of the section relating to this word limit. For example, problem statement 150 words, purpose of the research 150 words, research design 500 words. Keep it in mind, this is simply a guide. You don't need to strictly follow this. Okay. And these are some links, web links I have provided. You can go through these web links, can get some additional information about Visa Incorporated. And as far as the reference is concerned, some of you are asking that how many references you should provide. Well, I don't want to put any limitation on the number, but I will like that if you cite some credible academic references rather than only citing some fishy web addresses. Okay, and the structure that I have recommended here, I will like that if you follow this structure, and the entire research proposal should be written in a coherent way, should be written in good English, should be clearly understandable. Okay, so that's all what I wanted to tell you about this assignment 1, but you are still invited to post any of your questions relating to this assignment in your group discussion board, and if you have any further queries, you are also welcome to send me email. Thank you very much and best of luck with your assignment 1.